Hello, everybody. So, welcome to my trade recap of last week. So, this week again is a losing week. We had a few weeks in a row losing. So, there are some more difficult weeks for me, but some important lessons to cover. So, the first trade I took was GBPCHF. So, if I look on the weekly, we were still bearish. We had this high here and this low, so everything between that is just a correction for potential more downside momentum. But we were sitting here on these lows where every time the buyers kicked in from. So from this point again, for the third time, we went back to the upside with two weekly bullish candle closes. So I wanted to see some more bullish momentum to the upside. So I went to the daily because we had our weekly bullish candle close, and on the daily we saw a nice bullish M. So we saw there that bullish M here for potential more upside momentum. So yeah, so we had here an IC, okay. So and then we could go to the upside. So what I saw also back then was we had also here the bullish candle retrace for a possible direction to the upside. So I went to the 4-hour, and what I saw was on the 4-hour here, we had here our shoulder 1 here, this had shoulder 2 possible, but if I look, these are the same lows. So we had here our high, and this is our low. The lowest wick is not yet close below. So what I mean with that is we had here our high, this is our low, and the lowest wick here didn't got broken by this impulse. So that's why we see this as one leg. So this is why that the inverse and the shoulder is normally invalid for me right now. I changed it in my training plan. So that's why I need to not take it anymore, because it is just one high here and one low. So the trend is bearish on the 4-hour, not a reversal pattern yet formed. So that's why this was a loss like this. Then the next trade NZDCHF. This was on the weekly. So on the weekly, what can we see? The weekly was still bearish. We had this high here and this low here. So everything between that was just a correction for possible more downside momentum, which is already now playing out at the last days of the week, previous week. So that's why we had this bearish momentum here. But what I saw was we had here some kind of smaller bullish M against the trend with here the weekly lows that got tapped with some 2 weekly retrace candles bullish. So that was a nice sign that I could look maybe for more bullish momentum. So the driver was bearish. I was taking that in count. So then on the daily, what I saw was then we had here our shoulder 1, this head, and then shoulder 2 possibility here. But yeah, we went straight to the downside till the beginning of correction of this head here. So I was looking here to take a fake out or a pattern on this, on the fake out. So what I saw was then we had here a possible deceleration. So if I do the reverse bottom like this, so what I saw was we had there diesel. So we had our first candle, second candle, third candle, and the fourth candle. You could already take there my trade, but because I wanted to set my stop loss wide enough, I was too late to enter this, and this was not yet. So I think it was around 20 pips, I guess, yeah, back then, and it was still. So if I would take this trade like this, and yeah, I would take like 20 pips, then this trade would not be at my break-even point, just not yet 0.99 pips. So that's why I was still placing that limit. How I need to say that? That limit was still active here, so I was entering here at 15 o'clock in the day. So 2 candles later, and that's why the price then went to the downside. So on this trade, I could set my stop loss maybe around 15 pips, and then this trade was already moving break even, and then I was deleting this limit. So this is a big lesson that when we are at fake outs, that stop loss don't need to be that wide, and we were under our diesel wicks, so this was no problem. So then the missed trades AD So if I go to AD on a weekly, what can we see on the weekly? We were touching these weekly lows here, but the driver was bearish because we had here our low, high, higher low, higher high. We broke it, so we were bearish. And then we made here the first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, fifth leg to the downside, so a bearish pattern. We had our weekly bullish candle close, so I could look on this buying zone. We had also here resistance, support. So this was a clear supply and demand zone with that weekly bullish candle close. So I could look on the daily, and then we had our daily pattern. So we had a bigger bearish W against us, but we had a day bullish M against the daily driver, which we could take. But I wasn't looking at it because, yeah, I was already in a losing streak. So I didn't take this pattern. So this was then the bullish M. I was looking for the daily lows here, beginning of correction of that bullish M against the daily driver. And on the 4 hour, what I saw was we had then here our first candle, the second candle tap in the daily zone of interest. So we had already 2 candles. Then the third one was closing more above. That's no problem. Then the fourth one needed to touch the diesel box, and we did that. And then we went till the 1% break-even point. So it was a trade. You need to had the right stop loss under just this black line here for from the bullish M. So yeah, I didn't took it because the driver was bearish, and yeah, the daily was also bearish. That's why I didn't took it. So this could be a break even. Then USDCHF. So normally on this trade, so we were bullish. We're making here this bigger bullish M. But what I saw was we hit our shoulder 1 here, had shoulder 2, but this week came till the same high. So shoulder 1 week came till head highs. So this is one leg for me. So this is one whole leg for me. So I couldn't take this trade for the head and shoulders. So yeah, then it's invalid for me. So normally I would take this trade, this kind of trade, because I did count previous week that this could be a shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, valid, because yeah, even if the wick came till the head, it's no problem for me that I can trade it. But now I will change it. So yeah, this is a trade that's why I didn't took it. So if I go to 4 hour, now you can see you had your clear deceleration. You had here your first candle, second candle here, third candle, you could place your limits. And then you could go all the way to the downside to the daily minus 27. So this could be a trade for around 4.4% netto gain if you took here some partials out 1/3 and here the rest of it, the full gains. So that's why I didn't took it. So I'm back testing it. So yeah, see you next week, everybody. So I hope you learned something very important lessons learned this week also. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.